Hey, straight no filter, so you know somebody gonna be in their feelings and I'm being my bag.
Yo, welcome everybody to another episode of the Real Raw and Uncut podcast. I'm your host, Rels, joined tonight on a special live edition tonight with the female panel. First of all, before I let the females introduce themselves, I want to shout out the guys last week for being on the show. Shout out to Blacko, Jamar, Balandi, KD. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being on the show. So last week I gave those guys a chance to answer questions that females wanted to know. So this week I flipped the script around and now I'm giving the females a chance to answer questions that the men want to know. So with that being said, first of all, I'm going to let everybody go down the line and introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right to it.
So yeah, I'm Allure from the Allure and Hour podcast / the Allure and Hour network. I'm excited to be here. Congratulations to Real on your new podcast. So far, I'm loving it, and yeah, it's lit.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm A Fox. I'm host of the According to Fox podcast. I was a guest host on your last show, and it's good to see you. Got another one going, so shout out to you. Thanks for the invite, and I can't wait to see what today brings.
It might bring a lot, so let's see.
What's up? I'm Lady. I'm hyped to be here. I was on the show one other time with y'all, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to hear the questions and provide the honest and raw answers that these men would like to know.
Go ahead, fiance of mine. The floor is yours.
I don't think she can hear you.
I don't think so either. So I'll introduce her. The top one on the screen, that's Molly. That's my fiance. I brought her on the show too to give her input as a female as well. So she's gonna click back. She's gonna come back on too. So she's having technical difficulties. So before I start, how's everybody's night going?
It's going.
Right.
It's going better right now though.
I ain't had no wine yet.
Oh yeah, everybody's already drinking. So here we go.
I mean, of course.
It wouldn't be a good podcast with women if it wasn't no alcohol involved, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I mean, it can still be a good podcast without alcohol, but
right.
Alcohol will definitely add to it.
Right, facts.
Makes it a little spicier.
Right. I'm waiting till we get men podcasts because once I start drinking, I start going down that slippery slope and I'll be leaning.
Yeah, I'm gonna refill my cup whenever there's the first break. I'm gonna go ahead and refill.
See, more alcohol. There's no breaks. We're going straight in.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
So you can refill it on the air.
Like that.
That's why I got mine right next to me. Just in case.
See, you might bring me sponsors. So the more liquor you drink, the better. So,
then I'll just go ahead and bring the bottle over.
You might as well. You might as well. All right. So I'm just gonna get straight to it. I'm gonna ask. Hold on. Matter of fact, let's go right back. Before I do that.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, welcome. I have to get on my phone.
Okay. So before you do that, introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Madi.
Hi, Madi.
The host's fiance.
I seen you partying up in Jamaica, honey.
Yes. We had a blast.
Word. I need to go back with a group of people next time. We had fun. Not for nothing. We did have fun together, but I was like, yo, it would be like if we could bring a group of people, it probably would be popping. But you know how that goes, though.
Definitely, yes.
Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna start light, right? I'm gonna ask the light questions. So, I want to preface this by saying I took these questions off of Google. So some of them are innocent and some of them are spicy. And if people in the comments want to ask questions, they can. So, all right. So it's gonna go in the order of which it is on the screen. So the first question is, what's the first thing you notice about a man?
His smell.
Shoes.
Smile.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so I got a question because I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to chime in, but I got to chime in.
We all knew you really would. We were just letting you.
I was going to try not to. I really was going to try not to.
I mean, you got to kind of do it.
So what is it about the shoes?
My father told me if a nigga can't take care of his sneakers, he can't take care of you.
That's true.
That's it.
You could tell the difference between work shoes, and you definitely could tell the difference between bum shoes. There's a difference.
Agreed.
And plus, I can't fuck with a nigga. I don't know how you dress. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I peep the style as well, but it's the smile that definitely draws me in. But I try not to look too much at the style because it could have just been an off day. Because if somebody judged me by 1 minute how I look running out the store, I would get no play because I'd be looking like a homeless person walking around Virginia Beach. So I try not to lean too much in what they're wearing or what's on their feet because it could have been an off day. It could have been, he didn't feel like being bothered. So I try to look at more of the aesthetic of the smell, definitely the smell, because I don't care how bad your day is. If you stink, just stay away from me. Like,
I feel that too, but I can deal with the smell because he could probably had just got off of work. But see, the smile is the trickster part because some of these men, it be some good looking bums out here with some good teeth.
That's
you
a
know
fact.
You know what?
With great dental care.
That's true.
Yeah, that is true.
The musty smell and the after work smell. You can tell the difference between musty and after
That's
work.
true.
All right.
Yeah.
So what if he don't smell like nothing? What if you just walk up on him and he don't smell stink, but he don't smell like Sean John Unforgivable Believer? What you looking at?
Then she had a specific smell too. You see that, right?
That shit smells amazing.
So look, guys, if you in the comments and you ever bump into her, you know what cologne to have on at the time.
That shit.
I'm a fan of Versace Fire on a dude. The Versace Fire smell, that smells amazing.
There you go, guys. These women are giving you a hint of what kind of cologne they like. So there you go.
I don't know. I like simple. I like Tide. I just like for a man to smell clean. Like if you don't smell like anything, I'm just assuming that you're just plain Jane, and I'm okay with that.
Wait, Tide like the detergent?
Yeah, like I know
Like fresh laundry.
fresh laundry.
Like,
Yeah.
he smell like he needs to smell like Downy?
Yes, listen, my husband.
Well, maybe Gain.
That's what got me. That's what snatched me up. Like my husband, like whenever he would walk past me before we got married, like I would smell just freshness, and so I just be sitting underneath him, like just he be looking at me like the hell. I'm like,
so he caught you because he smelled like fresh fabric softener,
fresh laundry detergent, fresh
Linen, clean linen.
Yes, he was just clean. I knew his clothes were not worn for more than 2 days.
That's not a bad scent at all. That's actually a good time.
That was very interesting. That was very interesting. that was different. See the next question. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna ask a spicy question, and then I'm gonna go back to something normal because I'm just scrolling down. And I don't know how common is it for women to lie about orgasms?
Like 100% most of the time.
Because I'm not lying. You're gonna get it right, or you're gonna get off of me. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna because we're gonna do it the way I want it to be done, so you can get it the way you wanted to get it. I'm not lying. I'm just not. Like maybe
That's
when
fair.
I was younger, but when I became more comfortable and knowledgeable of self and what I wanted sexually and my expectations in the bedroom or whatever room we're in, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like we're both grown. Like if you can't take constructive criticism, you can go back to messing with the girls who are gonna lie to you to boost your ego or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna do that. Like I enjoy sex too much to lie about it.
Yes.
I feel that.
I feel you.
I
don't do that. I be lying, but I feel
Me too.
Okay, wait. So now, all right. So I got a question. I got a question. Well, I got a question. Why would you lie? Why can't you just tell him, and then hopefully he could?
Because certain. How do I put it? All right, I call my area the red bone action. So the red bone action gravitates to different niggas in different ways. So I've had niggas who had huge, stuff, and I'm gonna say dick. I'm a grown ass blood. Huge dicks, and can't last a commercial break. I've had medium sized niggas that could really make it, and either way, I'm enjoying it too. I just enjoy it. I enjoy sex regardless. So it's like, even if you don't get me there, I had a good time. Nice little roller coaster. I'm good. And usually, if they couldn't get me there, once they ate me out, I'm already there. I'm fine.
Ooh, I like
that. Okay. All right.
I respect that.
What is your sign?
Oh, I'm a Scorpio.
That girl. Oh, I like it.
There you go.
Oh man.
Wait, what's everybody else's signs? Because I'm a Capricorn.
I'm a Leo.
Virgo.
Big dog. Leo.
Oh, y'all gotta
See,
run
Leo
everything,
men,
child.
not so much, but Leo women are lit. But Leo men, they deserve it.
Leo men don't deserve anything, but
Oh shit!
Oh damn.
Damn.
Virgo men and women are always lit. I've always
Yo,
had
she
a
said
good
that
time
and
with
she
Virgo
still
men
got
or
the
women.
aggression on her face. She's just like, yeah, they don't deserve shit.
it was a backflash. I'm backflash. See, I'm
No,
using words.
yeah, see, now you mad. You saying words different.
It's a flashback I had. I only had one good Leo nigga that could put it down, but everybody else was like,
Nah, the Leo men I ran into were trash. I vowed to never date a Leo. I mean, they loved me, but them niggas was just trash in the bedroom. I heard Leo's supposed to, because I'm a Leo. I'm like, we lit. In my head, we lit. And Leo men can't handle Leo women. And that's another thing why I lie about my orgasms, because the male ego is so fragile. And either they're gonna try to shoot you or they're gonna ball up in the fetal
Well,
position.
that fuck?
I mean, it could go either way. I didn't have multiple, so shit. Yeah.
As a general rule, I try to avoid the men that I think might shoot me. So I just steer clear of that.
I like niggas like that because I shoot the fuck back, so I don't never have that problem.
Girl,
I don't like domestic disturbances. I try to avoid them at all costs. I try to stay away from them because in my mind,
Well, I'm glad y'all all violent. I love it.
I'm not violent, but I could take it there. I'm not a violent person,
that's
but
the thing.
I'm wild
violent.
confrontational.
try
I'm
to avoid
okay
it.
with all the smoke every time.
I try to avoid the violence because I don't want to go to jail. I've lived my 40 years without any type of criminal record, without any type of felony assault.
Oh, you
or
lucky.
anything
I don't know about that.
So I steer clear of it. And if a dude looks like he's problematic or crazy, because it's not just my crazy, it's my whole family that's crazy, and the people that love me that's crazy. Mm-hmm. So if you know how we are. If we put out that one call and we never put out a call, shit's gonna get chaotic. So I try to avoid that. Like, you look like you're crazy.
Yeah.
For real.
So we're gonna stay away from you.
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I don't know my life.
I don't know. That comment says otherwise.
You don't know my life, but okay.
She said she 4'11" with the shits.
All day, every day.
All right. I got another question. Okay, so this is an interesting one. It says, what is something all women know to be true, but most men don't?
About what? Like, all know to be true about women or men?
Guess about women.
Size don't matter.
That's nigga.
Don't matter.
Shit. It could be that too. Shit. Damn, that was good. I'm trying to think of something too, but that was on the fucking note.
Oh, this is one I have. And this may be like, violating the female card or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, women are better liars than men. Like we are going to know how to work the lie into our daily life. We're better cheaters. I don't cheat because I'm poly, so I don't have to worry about that. But
I don't cheat no more. I retired.
How to incorporate it into our lives.
Y'all are so mature.
There's not going to be any extra messages or anything like that. We know how to manage our shit, and we also know how to be great side chicks if we want to be side chicks.
I don't know great side chicks.
You giving too much game up.
No. She's saying all she needs to say for all the guys who listen.
She get a little too much game up.
Listen, guys, this is what y'all want to know, right? So I'm giving y'all the cheat code here. You got it. You can't get any more simpler than this.
Because realistically, if dudes were more upfront with the women they want to talk to about the situation, about what they want, about what they don't want, they're more likely to have something tangible at the end of it. Like if you're in a full relationship and you're looking to cheat, don't try to lie to the side chick or the chick you want to cheat with and maintain. Because as soon as she finds out,
that.
A lot of them are. I used to be one of them, and I'll firmly admit that.
I was never okay with anybody fully in a relationship, but I was okay if a guy had like multiple females. My thing was always, okay, well, then you and I are going to always have to be safe. Just as long as you're safe, I'm cool. I always tell dudes I wanted to get my rocks off because I'm going to send you home at the end of the night anyway. So I'm not even looking for no love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when a dude, after you done, he just laying there like, okay, let's cut, bitch, bye.
You sound like my best friend. She hate waking up to a nigga. That is her fucking fear. She hates waking up to a nigga. I don't know. I like that shit. I'm not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be what you trying to do a bit later, like where you trying to go. But I like post-coital. I'm a big fan of a snuggle. But I think what most men don't know about women is they actually don't know how to make them come.
That is 100% facts.
That's true too.
She said that's a Leo in you. Yeah, no, it's so true. You know why? Because and it's unfortunate that it's the men who are usually packing. The guys who usually are packing don't know what to do with it. They just go in, feel like they got the size, and all that matters is I'm just going to drill it, drill.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
no.
What you doing?
Construction site.
Hold on, what you mean you agree? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Come on.
There was somebody before me.
Lord.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to be part of this conversation. My bad. Proceed, ladies. Proceed. I'm sorry.
You already broke that seal. Like, stop it.
Thank you. Let him know, lady.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I think men.
We can't
Yo,
hear you.
you're muted. You're muted.
Yourself.
I mean, God dang it. Men
God
who
stop
know
you right
that-
there.
Men who know that they're either vertically challenged or challenged width wise, they have to do a little bit more work, so they're more invested in getting the girl there. A guy that's bigger, they don't give a shit. He's like, okay, I got mine. So, the guys who size isn't there, they gonna work for what they need. And they're gonna make sure you come back because they already know they lacking. So they're like, once I hit her, she gonna be shocked. I'm gonna give her this 3 inches, and she gonna feel like I gave her 10, and sis gonna be back. Period.
Well, you know what? I do agree with that. There was one dude I was dealing with. He wasn't that great, like actual sex wise, but his head game and his finger game was popping. Like, you can go
Because
now.
you got to work on it. You got.
He compensated in other ways.
We talk about practice.
Wait.
Okay.
He got to practice. He knew he ain't had much to work with, so he had to use every appendage available.
Right.
And then, like,
It worked. Did it work? As long as it worked, right?
It took you where you had to go.
Listen, so there's a question in the comment, right? From Divine Watcher 00. He said, I'm curious if y'all feel men don't make you come because for too long y'all lied about how good the stroke is.
I can't agree. Like I said, I just like sex.
Yeah.
Of what
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there regardless a certain way.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the minute he goes in and he makes that sound, I make the sound too.
Right.
So the stroke could be amazing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, literally different strokes for different folks. Literally.
Yeah. Not everybody
what
has
made
sex
the
to come.
ex-girlfriend go crazy is not gonna make me go crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when we're moaning and stuff, that's us cheering you on. We trying to get you there, like, okay, nigga, you almost got it. You almost hit it right.
Stay right there.
Right. So with each stroke, we're hoping that you get it and you find your movement. See, the thing is, men, once they forget the rhythm, they get too overly excited and they start, oh shit. Once you say right there, they start going berserk. Like, nah, nigga, keep this pace.
Yeah, keep the same pace.
Yeah, keep the
We
tempo.
gonna get there.
That's my frustration. If I tell you right there, do that. Don't switch it up.
Why
I'm
switch?
not asking you to do anything different. Like, if I'm specifically
Because that's when he gonna wild out. That's when he gonna wild out. He gonna go extra hard now. Everything is too much. Now he
One eyebrow raised,
the bunny.
wet dropping off his forehead, running down his nose. Like,
Oh.
serious.
GS Hayes asks, what sign
Sagittarius.
is the best in bed? Damn, I couldn't even finish the question first.
I was waiting for you to say Sagittarius.
Damn.
I mean,
I would
Virgos are
say-
known to be freaks. I mean,
I've never fucked a Virgo or an Aquarius, man.
girl.
I don't know. I don't know.
changing circumstances.
I haven't
I will
tested
say for
enough
me,
to know.
My top two is Sagittarius.
Well, I'm speaking for
I would
myself.
say-
I know that
Yeah.
I'm a Virgo, so I know what's up.
Pisces in my life. It's been Virgo and Pisces that have been consistent with the get down. Like, can't even,
Okay,
like,
see-
I'm having flashbacks now. Excuse me, y'all. My bad.
Sag for me.
This turned into Red Shoe Diaries. So Raven says I'm not gonna lie. If the vibe is there, let's communicate on how we could fuck better. I can't fake the funk though, and I wouldn't want you to fake it either.
But see, I told it, all right, I had an ex that was like a smooth 10 inches. And I told him, hey, if you gonna fuck so fast, at least give me 3 rounds. Said just like that.
10 inches.
Because
Right,
we'll be
naturally
watching
said
Law
a
and Order.
smooth 10 inches. Like
We'll be watching Law and Order, and the commercial go on. And when the commercial is off and the show back on, he's done. and that's it.
Wait, which
He
Law and
turned
Order?
over.
Which Law and
He's
Order?
sweetie.
Let me
SVU.
count
That's the
that.
only one I watch.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
stupid.
So, and this was when Stabler was on it, so it's a while ago. So when I told him, he was a Libra, by the way. So when I told him, I'm like, yo, you know, I'm gonna need a bit more than 1 round. I never had a complaint before. You do now, sir.
Right.
And then he was like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Like, I got all this shit. I said, all right. And I cheated the next day.
What?
Damn.
Immediately after.
But you know what?
And guess what? He had about 6 inches, and I was wildly satisfied.
Rose, you over there making faces. I don't appreciate that.
Nah, yo, because my next question.
You sure?
All right, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
jump right into the next question. The next question is, was too big?
When it gets hard to give you head, it's too big. Because
mean,
I like to
it
do
depends.
my head 5 minutes or less. My jaw ain't gonna be on fire all day. 5 minutes or less, I'm gonna get you where you need to go, and I'm gonna swallow it all, and it's gonna be a good time. Not him specifically, because I felt like I said no. I already know boundaries. Speaking in general.
I will
girl.
say, this is my thing. This is my toxic trait. I like it to it hurts so good. So it really varies. I like to have the level of pain when it's that big and it hit in that certain spot and it kind of feels like it's gonna come out of my mouth from my pussy. But I mean, it all depends on what you're doing with it. Because I've had dudes with dicks that are big for no reason, like you're not doing anything with it, and I've had dudes that had smaller dicks that are like, all right, do you?
I like a womb raider. I like a womb raider.
I just like medium size because you know what I'm saying, I just like to enjoy it. And you know how you said sometimes it's not about getting there. I just enjoy the act. So for me, with it being too big, it's just gonna be too painful. And I know for a fact I can't handle
I agree with the Lord. Yeah.
Too much.
I can't even go
You
for
gotta do the go.
I think like
3,000. You got it's extra.
if you have 9 and 10, that's too much.
what it's like to give dome to a bigger guy, because I've never done it, but I'm sitting here like that's a lot to try to swallow. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, shit, maybe just tasting the rainbow for a little bit. Maybe I might just swallow the unicorn. Who knows? You know?
That's fair.
But I realized enough inebriation and alcohol and drugs, and you pretty much swallow like 13 inches without an issue. Like it all depends on where you're at mentally.
Drunk me, I don't think I do.
You know, drunk.
Like,
you know, being drunk, you do everything. You gonna take it all.
Inhibition's drunk. Like,
No, I think drunk me would throw up. I wouldn't do it.
I was just being extra.
Oh, okay,
extra,
because
like,
girl, my heart dropped and stopped for a little bit.
Fox, did you just say drunk you was gonna throw up?
Yeah, I think drunk me would throw up on a 10, 11 inch dick. Drunk me gonna throw up on that shit. That is not cute.
See,
I
it's a
wouldn't be able
challenge
to
for
do
me at
that.
that point. Like it's like,
Come in.
okay, let's go. What can I do?
Rose, I need you to change that face, sir.
Yo, because I'm like, yo, y'all crazy.
What do you mean? This is what you asked for, sir. This is what you wanted.
Look. I'm not complaining. I'm just I'm listening to what y'all saying and I'm showing the comments on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, next question. Just want to make sure y'all was finished. I just want to make sure y'all finished. Okay, so what do you think is the main difference between men and women?
Women are the best.
Intelligence.
Communication. I think there's the way we communicate. I believe that women were master communicators, and I think that men want to communicate, but they don't have the skill set to articulate themselves in a way that doesn't make them feel demasculine. You know.
I do agree with Allura. I think communication is probably the biggest difference with men and women. I think women are more likely to put themselves in a more vulnerable place to express their emotions, their feelings, their wants, their needs. And we have this toxic masculinity that just holds a lot of men like, hey, I can't be vulnerable. I can't be in this place. I can't be in this position. You just have to accept whatever I don't say and just go by my actions. And sometimes women need to hear the words. They need to hear the thoughts. They need to hear the ideas. And I think a lot of it
totally
is
agree.
I think it's like a back and forth. I think it's like a vicious circle because women will say, well, it's difficult for me to communicate because of the relationships I've been in. And men will be like, it's difficult for me to communicate because of the relationships I've been in. So they're both scared to kind of find that common ground to say, hey, this is a safe place. say what you need to say and recognize I may not like it, but I'm going to give you a safe place to say it. And men need to do the same for women. And it's the vulnerability and the communication. We're all scared at this point in this age to really put it all on the table and be honest with each other and give each other the safety and the peace we need to know, hey, I may not like what you have to say, but I'm going to acknowledge what you're saying. I'm going to receive it and give you a safe space to say it, because it's important to me that you know somebody's listening and somebody cares.
Mm-hmm. But I would say that part would be on the women, because how many women can actually be vulnerable enough or actually mature enough to listen to a man tell her, hey, listen, this is how I'm feeling? Because women then walk around with all this pride talking about you should be a man. We're always trying to tell a man how he should act and how he should respond. Therefore, we leave enough room for him to communicate or to even let his guard down enough with us to show us his vulnerable side. So on both sides, I think we both can do some some self-reflecting. You know, I think we all need to self-reflect in order to be effective at meeting each other's needs.
Yeah. Somebody put acceptance in the comments I saw.
Yeah, that was Bianca.
Yeah. Acceptance, communication, openness.
Toxic masculinity is definitely a thing.
And toxic femininity is when a woman says she wants to live in her soft era, she wants to be soft, she wants to do all this, but she's not willing to meet a man halfway to say, hey, I'm going to create a safe space for you to be soft, and this is the expectation I have for you. I think if a woman wants to live in her soft era and be feminine, I think the toxic femininity comes in when there's no submission. I think for me, that's a definition of toxic femininity. You want to be feminine, you want to be soft, you want to live in this space where you just get to be a woman, but you're not willing to accept what may come with that. What may come with that if you don't have to work, you don't have to go out and make a living or contribute to anything. You still have to run the household. You have to be the house manager. You have to run the house. Like you have to take care of that. And I do think toxic masculinity and toxic femininity are a thing, and we each need to hold ourselves accountable for how we show up in those spaces. As far as toxic masculinity goes, it's wanting to be strong, wanting to be right all the time, and not willing to put yourself in a vulnerable place where you can still exhibit your masculinity, but still be mindful and open-minded enough to accept new ideas and maybe even challenge the thought process you already have without feeling like it needs to devolve into something violent. And toxic femininity means you just can't be a girl. You can't use the fact that you're a woman and not hold yourself accountable for the way you show up in a relationship just because you're a woman. Like, I think a lot of us do that. Like, we're women, so we don't have to do certain things or hold ourselves accountable, but we absolutely do.
My issue with submission is a lot of these niggas don't know how to be a nigga to submit to. Trust and believe. I want to be a woman that sits down and shuts the fuck up sometimes, but I can't. So it's like,
okay. So now I'm sorry to cut you off, but my question is then why is it that? Why do you think it's that way nowadays? Like you said, you want to be submissive, but you feel like you can't. Like, is it because you feel like the men is not as masculine as they want?
Not even that you get like that. Not that they masculine. You just can't depend on these niggas for nothing. You can't. There's a lot of men out here that be like, oh, I do this for whatever, and they're not emotionally available to their woman. They don't provide the safe space that makes her go, you know what? This is my man. I'm gonna trust him. I'm gonna believe him. If he say sit down and I got this, he got this. These niggas be like, I got this, and then y'all get evicted. It's like at the end of the day, you have to show me that you are the man that I can submit to, because I'm not going to give you this side for everybody. I'm not. Everybody's not going to get this.
Not to cut you off, I disagree with the with two things. I disagree with toxic masculinity being real. I don't think it is. For the simple fact, I think that it is natural for a man to be masculine, and I think that a man, I think some people can be toxic, but not toxic masculinity. I just think that a person who is male, who has toxic traits, just do toxic shit. I don't think that is necessarily his manhood that's making him so toxic. I think that men are, well, they are naturally designed to be masculine, and they're supposed to dominate. They're supposed to lead, and that's naturally within them to want to do that. Now, there is a certain level of dial that shit down some, you know, but
I got a question for you real fast. So when a man tries to talk to a girl and she say no, and it's fuck you, bitch, and I'm following her, that's not toxic masculinity to you?
that's just a man being toxic. That's just a toxic person. I just think that with the world today, we create all these dang on titles and subtitles and suffixes and prefixes and all of these things. And then we're labeling our men and we're labeling our women. And then we don't understand we're causing more harm than good because, I mean, think about it. If you keep putting these titles on people, then that's what the hell you're going to get because that's what you're going to see when it might not actually be that. If you spend all day on social media and social media said, this guy is acting like this, he's toxic, he's toxic, he's toxic. Or like you said, oh, you want a guy to depend on, but the nigga getting evicted. It's like, hold on, women go through stuff, women get evicted. Maybe he was going through some shit during COVID. It's like, do we actually give people...
Then don't say you got it. Say, I need help. That's the situation.
But if you just listen,
that's when the communication comes in,
right? But if you listen to how you said that, what man gonna sit there and tell you, "I need help"? There is no room for a man to say that because it's that's that toxic masculinity shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just I just feel like social media creates all these damn fucking titles and stuff and put it on our men because I'm gonna say our men because we don't hear people talking about white men like that, and it's like, God dang, just let the man breathe a little. You know what I'm saying? I just men fight so many stereotypes, just like women, you know, but we hear people speak up more for women than we do men. So that's why I don't
agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. Women
really?
barely get that type of protection. Look at what happened with Sukihana.
So listen though, but I get that. That's one situation. Men,
yeah, but she was in a room full of men. That's what I'm saying.
When a woman falls down, where can we go get help?
The ER.
No, I'm talking about in general. There are so many different things that's put in place for us women when we take a fall. But when you think about it for a man, if your 18-year-old daughter, she graduated and she happens to have a baby, there's the government funds that's set up for her to help her. She can go get Medicaid, she can go get food stamps, she can go get public housing. When our 18-year-old sons turn 18, what do they get? We have to tell them, we're teaching our kids, because I want people to recognize it. When our daughters get older, we tell them, listen, you can't go live with no man. You got to have your own. When our sons get grown, we tell them there's going to be a dumbass female out there that's going to take you in. But our sons aren't set up in society that they can turn 18, go get the same help that the young females get and get on their feet. And then we say that they're bums, they're lazy, they're this and this and that. But women, we automatically get a boost in life, but men don't.
I do agree with that to an extent. I do think that there are a lot of systems in place to help Black women. I do. They may not always function correctly, but when the Black man speaks out, when a Black man cries out, when a Black man needs help, he's immediately emasculated. We laugh at him, and we've all partaken in some shape, way, or form. So I do understand what Allura is saying when the men really don't have a place to go. The men really don't have a safe space to cry, to be vulnerable. And I think that does circle back to the home structure. Like we all as Black people, as BIPOC people, are fighting in this world against microaggressions, actual racial aggressions, all these stereotypes, all this fuckery that's going on, constantly being barraged with the most traumatizing shit, watching people that look like us get beaten, killed, die by each other and by cops. Home needs to be the one space where you can be vulnerable, where you can walk through the door and just sit down and start crying because the weight of the world has been on your shoulders, both men and women. But we have this idea in our head of what a man should be and what a woman should be. And if a man or a woman steps outside of that, then it's an issue. Then they're not a man. Then they're not a woman. They're not showing up as a lady. They're not showing up as a gentleman, not giving them a safe space to really be who they are because of our own preconceived notions of what they should be or how you expect it to show up. And you're not willing to have that inner conversation like, hey, is this really for me? Am I providing the safe space as a woman? Am I providing the safe space for him? Am I doing mental check-ins? Am I making sure he's good? Am I really asking him, yo, how's your mental today? How you doing? How you feeling? How are your emotions? What's going on with you? Not with us, not with the relationship. Lady. I'm gonna know what's going on with you. And because we don't do that, and when they do answer the question, if it places us in a position that we have to hold ourselves accountable because they feel a way about something we did, we don't acknowledge it, we don't receive it, we immediately respond, well, I did this because you did that. And now he's gonna shut down because he thought he had the opportunity to safely express himself, but we took that from him because we didn't want to hold ourselves accountable for how what we did manifested in his feelings.
And he's going to take that into the next relationship.
Exactly. Like, well, I've never had a safe space. I thought I had a safe space and I didn't have a safe space. And that's when the conversation breaks down. Because next time you ask him, hey, how's you doing? How you doing? What's going on? How's your mental? Even if it has nothing to do with you, he doesn't feel safe telling you, hey, this is what happened to me today. Hey, I feel like this. Hey, I'm feeling a little down. He's like, I'm nothing. I'm good.
Right. That's true.
So I just want to say something, piggybacking off of what Alora was saying, how we raise our daughters to how we raise our sons. I am a mom of a son and a daughter. My daughter's 23, my son is 27. And I am raising the both of them to make sure that they can live independently by themselves. No, I don't want my son moving in with some female that think that she can't get any better, whatever. I am raising him to get your shit by yourself. And have your own money. You don't have to depend on nobody. The same with my daughter.
Period.
I don't want them depending on anybody to get through in life. You're gonna have your own. Whether we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna sit here and depend on anybody. But I'm also raising them to understand your other half, to be able to, if your other half tells you, hey, I'm struggling, I'm this, I'm that, you are to, as their partner, help them out. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with helping your partner out. If there was a situation where Rel sits here and tells me, hey, babe, whatever, you think I'm going to sit here and look at him differently? No, we all going through our different things, our struggles, whatever the case, but I'm going to look out for mine and make sure he is good. The same way he's going to do it for me too.
Shit, you got me blushing over here.
Say that.
Trust me, like I always say, I'm too old to sit here and go backwards. Like, listen, we got to push forward and make sure each one of us are good and in a good space in life. Because if we're not, what's the point?
That's
right.
I think that also lends to like the equality versus equitable conversation. Like, I feel like people think relationships should be equal, like 50-50. Yeah, it's ideal, but if she's making 100,000 or if he's making 100,000 and their partner is only making 30,000, 40,000 a year, and the bills for the month break down to 6,000, 3,000 from her salary that she's got to put in, and 3,000, and it's a big difference. Sometimes what's equitable isn't equal, but it still works for the relationship. No one wants to have that honest conversation.
But everybody wants to judge when it comes to that situation. Oh, wait, what? So, he's the man, but he's not doing X, Y, and Z. Listen, that's not how it works. Every couple, every relationship has their own dynamic on how their home is going to function. If it works for y'all, it works for y'all. It's nobody else's business.
Yeah,
exactly. And we're so caught up on what we think our relationship should look like based on what other relationships look like. We never get to the root for what our relationship needs.
And y'all already know. If y'all on relevant social media, y'all already know how we are. We don't go fuck.
And that's the best way.
We don't care.
You have to define your own shit. I'm poly. I say that loud and proud. I'm bi and I'm poly. So how I structure my relationships is going to be unique to me and my partners. It's not going to be to please anybody else. It's not going to be to satisfy anybody else.
Amen.
Because I need to show up the way I feel comfortable showing up.
Girl, so, lady, I have a question. I'm sorry, lady, I got a question when it comes to that. Have you ever encountered any men who were intimidated or a little uncomfortable with the fact of you being poly?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's really nothing I can do about that because I show up how I show up. Like, what y'all see here is what everybody gets. My ideas, my thoughts, who I am, my personality. And I'm always sincerely honest with them. Like, hey, I met you. I want to get to know you. I want to vibe out with you. But I'm going to be seeing other people, and I encourage you to see other people too. Like there was this one dude I was dating. He let me know. He's like, hey, I met somebody at my job. I want to know if you're okay with me getting to know them. I was like, absolutely. Like if you can build a connection or a bond with somebody else and get to know somebody else and have experiences and feel something, go for it because that's going to be something that's going to be a core memory for you, and it's going to help you grow and progress.
Right. But I think some people are just so immature and stuck in their ways that they don't even understand that not everybody is meant to just be with one person permanently.
It's true.
And it's just certain people's personalities. Like I always wanted to be in a poly relationship. I ain't gonna lie, but my husband said, please. So saying if I ever get back in these streets, it would definitely be in poly because I just know that I'm a butterfly and I fly like a dove and I just can't be locked the fuck down again ever. And I kind of want some experiences. I haven't had a lot of experiences. And when people be telling me stories, I be intrigued like, bitch, what?
Yeah. Some poly stories be lit. My stories are lit.
Girl, you got to sit down and share.
Lady.
Girl, listen, I should have went through a major whole phase, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying?
My whole phase was lit, and I'm kind of still living in it, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
But it's important, and I think it's super important for women and men, especially in the Black community, to figure out how you want to show up and what you want your relationship to look like. Because we're always only told monogamous, hetero relationships are the only way to go. That's the only way you're going to be productive, successful, fall in love, be happy. And that's just not the case. That's just not a fair measuring stick to hold up to everybody, because not everybody.
Well, that's society's view on life.
Is meant to be mono.
She said the whole phase happened after the first marriage.
Okay, so now I got a question. For that.
Sometimes during the first marriage, I mean, it is what it is.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get that. I think. I know that's gonna be my forever boo. But
Aww.
I love that for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I got a question. So she said the whole phase happens after the first marriage. Is it mostly because like maybe you may have gotten married young, and then you didn't get to experience that part of life? So then after it's over, it's like a whole new world now.
I ain't never been married. I don't know.
I mean, have y'all ever been married?
Nope.
Yes, I was married. Little known secret about me, I was married for like 4 years in my early 20s. And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't show up as the best way I was. He didn't show up as the best way he was. And after I realized I realized I needed more, but I just didn't know what more was, because I didn't understand my sexuality. I didn't understand what my options were. I just always thought mono hetero. I didn't understand what it meant to be bi. I just knew there were other women I saw that I was attracted to, that I was aroused by, but I didn't fully understand it because I didn't have any real concrete examples as a bi Black woman. It wasn't until after my ex, when I was in my late 20s, me and him broke up, that I met somebody else, the Virgo, that put me on to the overall lifestyle and what it means, and how you can show up comfortably and how to show up comfortably, that I really started embracing quote unquote alternate relationship options, to understand what it meant, what I needed, how I wanted my partner to show up, how I felt comfortable showing up, what I wanted out of my life and my relationships overall.
I agree, because I was with my marriage was from my mid-teens through my 20s, early 30s, and I knew I was just pretty much trying to be the best wife, best mom phase. And so I was like, yeah, I can't do this again. It's not gonna happen. I'm not living my truth. It's not fair to me. And it was a wrap. It was a done deal. I got with Rose, and I was like, so yeah, so I like X, Y, and Z. Is this gonna be an issue? He was like, no, not at all.
Oh, so cute.
I mean, I'm supposed to say yeah, it was. No, never mind.
I'm like, listen. So I always knew I was into females, but when you would you dealing with an old-fashioned Puerto Rican, not with that shit, you're like, fuck, okay. But I knew that moving forward, I couldn't do that. I couldn't lie to myself. I just couldn't.
I'm happy that you put yourself first. I feel
thank you.
That's what a lot of women don't do, because we try to be so the mom of the year. Well, I ain't got no kids, but I've seen my mother do this shit.
I don't know.
Mom of the year, wife of
we
the
live for
year,
our kids and making
what
them
does
happy.
my husband need? What does my kids need? And nobody ever asks you what the fuck you need. So I am glad that you found Joe happy. I don't know why you chose Rel, but I'm glad.
Wow. Slander.
I'm glad.
Slander. You just caught a cyber middle finger. I just want you to know that.
Rose is like one less off the wedding guest list. Okay.
Yo, that's crazy.
Oh shit.
Wait. I got a question. So Divine Watcher asks, how do you ladies feel about dating a poly or bi man?
Nah, I'm good.
Poly's okay, but not bi.
Yeah.
I've never to my mind known myself, like I never knew if my partner was bi. Like I never, to my knowledge, I never dated a bi male partner, but I am poly. So I actually prefer to date men who are poly. I prefer to date women who are bi. I've dated women. I I think there's a lot to be said when you're willing to explore sexually what you want and what you need and how you want other people to show up. But for me, being poly and being bi is like I literally get the best of both worlds, and I fucking love it. Like for me, it's amazing. It centers me for how I want to show up sexually, how I want to show up in my relationships, how I walk away feeling after my interactions. Like I feel good. Like I don't feel like I'm cheating if I see another man or woman that I decide I want to link with. Like there's no thought of me cheating because I get to do that. We have that openness.
Right. Mm-hmm. I think dating a bi woman and dating a bi man is two totally different things. Because I mean, a woman being bi, I mean, I'm not into women, but if I was into women and a woman being bi, I don't think that would make me feel no type of way. But if I was dating a male and then he comes to something that he was bi, I would definitely break up with him. I don't care if I fell in love with him for the simple fact of I'm just not okay with it. Like, I want my man to be able to be focused on me because for a woman, it's already hard enough to keep men centered and focused. Because every time a big booty walk by, his head go wobbly wobble.
We both looking.
So I'm looking too.
So I don't want to have to deal with him wobbling for a female and then a male. Like that's that's just too much emotionally, you know, because you know it's just different. Because men, they're gonna stare. You know, it's a damn buffet out here. So they're going to look, not stare, but they're going to get their glance on. But me seeing you look at another man, I'm just going to like, so you want to watch soap run down the butt crack of his ass? No, cool. Because there's no pleasure in
that. That was wildly specific.
Yo, word, like.
That was mad specific. I don't know how that happened. I'm like, wait, what happened?
Oh, shit.
That was totally, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cracking that ass. Okay.
So cool. All right.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. So I got a question.
If you got a nice ass, it's understandable though.
I mean, I'm supposed to enjoy it. You know? No.
So this is an interesting question. Have any of you ladies felt like y'all left a good man in the friend zone?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. Yes. I do.
No.
Okay, so lady, why did you feel that? Like, why did you leave him in the friend zone?
Because he was a great man. He amazing to me, but he really wanted a monogamous relationship. And I don't think it's fair. I didn't think it was fair for me to show up as somebody who was admittedly poly, knew I was going to live a poly life, and continue to entertain that from him because he is a good man. Me and him are still friends. And I still care about him. I still call and I check on him. I just didn't think it was fair for me to continue to show up romantically for him when I knew I couldn't give him what he needs. Like it's just, and sometimes I think about like, could I change? But realistically, I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm going to lock into a monogamous relationship just because I know this man is going to take solid care of me. I can count on him. That's great. That is a great itinerary. That is a great resume for him to have. But if I'm not going to show up faithfully, if I'm not going to show up and be truthful, if I'm going to be the villain in his origin story, like it just isn't fair. Like I don't want to be that, and it would be selfish. So I have left.
Big of you.
That's a prime example of somebody I left in the friend zone. Like, he's a great guy. It's just I want him to be happy. I care about him so much. I want him to be happy. I have so much love for him. I want him to find happiness with a woman that's going to show up for him the way he needs them to show up for them and the way he wants her to show up.
Okay,
lady. Oh my gosh, ladies, take notes. Take that dang on notes.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. It took me a while to be in this place. Like there was a lot of self-reflection. It was a lot of honest conversations, holding myself accountable. Like I did the fucking work. Because if he had met me 5 years ago,
you was gonna run with the fire and the flame, girl. Go his bear.
And he's a Scorpio. I really gave up a Scorpio.
Girl, if you would have broke his heart, he was going, girl, woo, girl.
Yeah, I already heard some stories about how he shot his ex's dude. So I didn't want that type of.
So you think he a good man and he's shooting niggas?
Right, I don't know. Sis.
What do you do? Hold on. What would you do if you came home from working? If you came home from working and your man was laid up in bed with some other female that he told you not to worry about?
Oh, I'm shooting him too.
I'm not going to fucking jail for y'all dickheads. Y'all can live happily ever after.
I'm gonna shoot him in the pinky toe.
Hold their hands in the coma.
Hey, She said, you come home, hell no, y'all want each other, y'all can have each other, bitch, bye.
Nah,
Please, y'all could be in ICU holding.
they're gonna be a little cripple.
Jail forever.
Just a
Fuck
little
outta
bit,
here.
just a little cripple.
I'm straight. Jail don't work for me. Ain't no bitches I want but Lauren London, and I still wouldn't fuck her. So
Right, it ain't
I'm
no-
not going to jail.
See, that's another
Yeah,
thing. I'm too intrinsically violent for a monogamous relationship because if I gave you the opportunity at the beginning to say, hey, we can be open, we can be poly, but you managed to rope my dumb ass into a monogamous relationship, and I'm here thinking we're being faithful to each other. I'm not entertaining no other dicks, no other pussies, and you out here fucking some other girl. Oh, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be pure chaos. I'm gonna disrupt your whole shit because you went out of your way to do something exactly that you knew would hurt me, that you knew would really break me.
I might pistol him or just beat him up a little bit. But I ain't
that pistol whip. I'm just gonna shoot your pinky toe. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna live. You're gonna be limping, but you're gonna live.
The older I got, the more I realized the absence of me fucks with you way more.
That's
than
fact.
anything I could ever do.
That's true.
You gonna feel some pain too.
I'm
You'll miss
such
me
a
while you
fucking gem to have
finish.
in your life that when you don't have me no more, your life is in shambles, B, and I'm gonna be living still. Well, therapy
I mean,
taught me
living,
that.
but
Therapy taught me
I mean, he's still gonna live. He's just gonna live.
fucking shit up.
He's gonna be limping. It's all
You say
right.
he's still gonna live? He's just gonna be limping?
Yeah.
You get a dope ass cane.
They're gonna be limping
I feel like
together.
she's subbing you.
Y'all limping together.
Period.
It's a warning. I think she's subbing you.
Nah,
Just saying.
it ain't a sub, trust me.
He just took a few blows, like he know.
No. I didn't have that conversation already. It ain't a sub. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Don't let the pretty face and innocent smile fool you.
It's the glasses. I'm innocent. What are you talking about?
Right.
You know what they say about us girls with glasses, though?
Are you brother?
Ladies, are y'all drinking? Are y'all having drinks tonight?
I know.
They've been drinking since the show started.
Wait, I need to know what's in your cup though.
Margarita.
Oh, okay. I see some Bacardi.
Now it's about
What
to be
you got?
shit because
Oh, you're not drinking?
I told y'all if I start drinking, y'all, I wanted to keep my thought. I'm already listen, y'all.
It's Friday Junior.
Yo.
Just un poquito.
My husband asked me not to drink tonight because I'm trying to retire from alcohol. I got some problems, yo.
I hear you.
I drink the whole house up trying to party. We be up all night dancing. I be having my kids singing with me.
I'm with it.
Like,
Yeah.
sleep.
Ross will tell you, I be having my kids up in here partying with me too.
I'm ready to go
feel
to
like
bed.
a lot of men show up, and this is another conversation I think you ladies will probably want to have. Men show up with their money first, right? Show up with their money first, want to talk about how much they have, how much they can give you, how much they got. And then when you want how much they can give you, how much they got,
a gold digger.
You a gold digger, right? And that's always a funny situation to me because I can't speak for you ladies, but I'm the type of woman, if we was to stay at home, you want to cook a dope meal, I cook a dope meal, we order out, turn on the music, smoke some weed, have some bottles, we can make our own party at home because outside is too fucking expensive, to be entirely honest with you. So if we could just stay home and have a dope evening, like I'm not talking first date for the most part.
I was about to say because that's how niggas get into with the okie doke.
Sometimes I feel like if as a woman, if we want to show up and we only want to date a dude with 6 figures, then okay, we can only want to, that's your preference, that's your right. Everybody has their preference and everybody has the right to only act in their preference. But I just think it's always a little wild if you're not making anywhere close to 6 figures or you're not really in a position to ask for to provide the things you're asking for. I feel like it gets a little tricky because me personally, I can provide what I ask for. So if I know I can do X, Y, and Z, don't ask me what I bring to the table because baby, I know how to make the fucking table. Don't worry about the table. Don't worry about what's going on with the table. Okay. How are we
naked?
Yeah, I think in my case with Rels, I mean, I don't think money was. I'm never that approach, that he had or whatever the case may be. I work, you work. Okay,
I came into this relationship broke.
You know what?
I mean, it's raw and uncut. So
listen, like the conversation of money really never was a a topic. It's like, I work. I mean, I have a pretty decent job. He does too. And I mean, but he never approached me with the money. I guess probably because he already knew what I work. So, can't really.
Because I was broke. I just said it. I'm going to approach you with something I ain't got.
Listen. Yeah, but you know what? I think when you're a female that's used to making your own money and stuff like that, money doesn't impress. Mm-hmm. So and that was my case. Exactly. I'm like, I've always, was able to pull my own weight. So money never was never impressed me at all.
I like a man that makes money. Don't get it fucking twisted.
Mm-hmm.
But men that lead with money are usually the niggas that have nothing else to show for.
Right? Yep.
You can't depend on them emotionally. You can't talk to them. I had a rough day. You can't fucking watch Jeopardy. They won't know no answers. Like, it's shit like that. So it's like, it turns me up. They can't buy vowels. They say buy a vowel. They say J, some shit like that. And it will fucking bother me.
You said not J, bro.
So,
not J.
It's like when they leave with money, I realize you don't have nothing else for me.
Right.
As money matters, but you don't have nothing.
Money means at the end of the day, money isn't everything. It all depends, though. There's females out here that's all about money, but yeah, nah, I'm good.
Type of men are always trying to chase after every skirt, though. And he can't land you. He's gonna because he is his ego. Men who lead with money have fragile egos, and they are self-centered. They are
egotistical.
And they are the guys who normally did not get no play, and so
they be little sometimes too.
Most of the time.
You know what?
Most of the time. And then they can't even do full play right. They be playing with kitty cat like this. This is how they be. Like, bitch, find it. It's right here.
Wait. How y'all both did the same shit at the same time, though?
I mean, I'm just saying, though.
She only used the only difference is she used the prop. He using it.
I use
because they're not expected to show up in any other way.
Right.
They've been told, and
they're not required
to. Enough to show up with a wad of money. And they attract the females who only want the money. But then when they attract the female who wants more than that, who needs you to show up emotionally, who needs you to show up physically, and you can't just throw money at her when she's crying because she's in a state of depression or because she has horrible social anxiety. You can't just throw a wad of money at her. You really have to show up for her. That's how you know who he really is and what he can really provide for you. Because he can give you the dopest house, but if you're going to be in that house crying every night because you're a manic depressive and he doesn't know how to show up for you, because no matter how many times you've told him how you needed him to show up for you,
it's all types of crazy bitch.
If all you got is bread, you're just going to attract a whole lot of birds. That's it.
And and I hate to say this, but they're usually weaker women. They seem strong because they feel like, oh yeah, I'm getting this man's money. Oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, sis. But you're going to take
his money, though. It's his money.
It's his right, and then you
walk away, and you still back to shit.
Because as soon as something difficult happens, she's gonna fold.
Those women go through so much. Let me use Sweetie as an example. Not saying Sweetie don't have money. What was the first thing Quavo did? Remove that damn car.
See, nah, you're not gonna hold that over me. Fuck out of here.
Oh, we said Sweetie. Oh, okay. I think she's talking about Sweetie. So we,
whatever her name is. The thing he did was remove the car. Lil Money. I mean, what's his name? Lil Baby. Lil Money. Lil Baby took her shopping. She wanted to show him off a little bit. Posted him on the gram. It's called IG.
I don't know why.
Yes,
like a Spartan throwaway.
Her to the curb. So money should never be the leading factor when trying to find a man. I always tell people, if that man works at McDonald's, but he would love you right, take care of your kids, bitch, you better be helping him flip them McBurgers and stuff.
But my thing is, McDonald's, they make money. That's the thing. People think that because you work at McDonald's, you broke. Absolutely not. If you look at what a manager's salary is in McDonald's, they are at times making 6 freaking figures.
It's not even about where you work. Sometimes it's about what are your goals within that job. Like
literally,
to work your way up. Okay, then how are we gonna get there? McDonald's is just your main job, and while you finance your dream, okay, what's your dream? What steps are you taking to make that dream a reality? Like, it all depends on where his mental is. If he only wants to stay at McDonald's, what is he gonna do within McDonald's? Like I need to see growth.
Are you
like,
planning on moving up? Are you going to be a supervisor?
I want to see growth.
This is the class
I
you
can't
take.
be busting my
Manager
ass.
class. Need to do
Trying to
this.
get raises.
That.
And get my resume together and take extra classes for my job to try to work my way up, and you're just comfortable, stagnant, staying where you're at. That doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's what you're gonna do where you're at while you're there. Like, how are you gonna make this the most beneficial experience? Whether it's either supporting your outside dream or whether it's your dream to work your way up. Like, there's gotta be progression. There's gotta be evolution. There's gotta be movement. Like, as people, we need that. It may not look like it, other people may not like the way it looks because it's not their idea of evolution and progression. But if that's what looks good for you, then you're gonna need to find a woman that's gonna support how your evolution and progression is gonna look.
Right.
That's right.
I don't want no rich man anyway, because I can't control a rich man.
I'm not gonna say all that. I'm not gonna say all that.
A little brokey, so I can ruin his whole life. So no, let me quit playing.
I will say, if I ever fell and bumped my head again and got married, I'm only getting married for money. I will stand on that. I will run.
A lot of people I know say that about their second marriage.
About anything at all. I will make sure your house runs like a well-oiled machine, especially if I don't have to work and you're gonna take care of everything. I got you. I absolutely fucking got you. But other than that, I'm not getting married again. I'm not doing that.
I don't even think I would get married again for money, to be honest. Because marriage is such a hard job. Like, people don't even tell you, like,
it is a second job. Yes, it is.
It's like you constantly, and sometimes I don't mind putting in work, but sometimes if you slack on the job, shit can fall apart, and you got to be on the job 24/7. All day, every day. You got to make sure you're paying attention to your spouse. You got to make sure you're paying attention to your kids. The hardest part about marriage is trying to find a balance between being a mom and being a wife, because sometimes we focus so much on our kids that we neglect our husbands. And I found myself doing it. Like, I remember one time my husband come home. He's like, "Dang, babe, I really need, to talk about this." And I was like, "I can't handle this right now. The kids are in crisis." And I had to go and handle their situation. And then, by the time I had time for him, he was asleep. And when we talk about coming the next day, he was like, "All right, fuck it. You ain't had time for it. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I handled it."
Yeah. It's the balance of trying to juggle everything. It's hard. It is hard.
I have the utmost respect for mothers and wives, because y'all literally have to juggle every aspect of everybody's life, everybody's schedule on top of your own. So I'll crack jokes. Don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I hold such a high regard for mothers and wives, because y'all do so much. Y'all literally make the house run. That's why whenever I hear a mother that I know is on her shit saying "fuck them kids," I applaud her, because that means she's taking the opportunity for herself.
Yeah, listen, I'm happy my kids are older. They are adults. I'm like, yes, thank you.
We always sit here and say, "Well, you chose to be a mom, so now you got to take it," completely dismissing what they're going with, their struggles, their stress, the anxiety about this whole little life, their whole hearts and souls just walking around in the world, and this world is trash. Having to worry about the husband, having to worry about the job, because nowadays a lot of moms work too. Having to worry about the husband, like all these other things, and we just dismiss their motherly concerns because, "Oh, you chose to be a mom. You could have had an abortion. You chose to be in this situation." Like, you know what? You chose to deal with the motherfucker who cheated on you and beat your ass, but we're not going to sit here and say you chose to stay with him next time he beats your ass. We're going to help you and make sure you're good. So we need to show up to mothers like that.
It be no bitches. It be them bitches.
Like, we need to stop the specifics. Like, stop
so quickly.
Right. I'm so serious though. And then, and then people never tell you, like, when you're a mom, like when your kids get grown, because I was posting this on my Facebook, those motherfuckers become more of a headache. Shit. Let me tell you, I thought when my kids got grown, I was like, I'm gonna live my best fucking life, nigga. Man, listen, I wish they were kids again, because I would worry less. I would probably yell less. I'm just like, what the fuck?
My kids, my kids are chill. Rose will tell you, my kids are very chill. They're like, I'm like, thank you. You're not a fucking headache.
Yeah, I'm 37. I need my mother every day. That's why I don't want no kids, because I still need my mom.
They're chill in the sense.
I have no kids.
They're not making
I don't want
the wisest decisions.
Talk to lady like we good.
I don't want it's too much responsibility. I can't worry about something for the rest of my life. I can't do it. It's too much. I'd fucking die. You go outside, you go to the store, you on the news, and I want your son. putting a black son in this world? Oh fuck no.
I
Yeah.
have 2 nieces and a nephew that and I have adult nieces and nephews too from my older sisters, but my brother's kids are the kids that really made me feel like an aunt. And I get anxiety just thinking about them going to school with all the shit that's going on. I get anxiety.
My niece
Leah
is
being
in high school.
My niece being 15 and in high school, my other niece getting ready to go into junior high, and my nephew being an 18-year-old Puerto Rican. Like it's just, I don't know how parents do it. That's why I have such respect and high regard for Black
It's stressful. It is. Listen,
Because
even having nephew and nieces is stressful because I have nieces and nephews in Florida, and I sit here and I think about my nephew, and I'm like, Lord Jesus, you in
I'm
Florida?
the crazy aunt. I'm the only sibling with no kids. 2 sisters and a brother. I'm the only
Yep.
one with no kids.
Mhm.
Because I know my crazy is just different. Like I'll fight a kid. Don't get me wrong. Like you come at my nieces or my nephew, it's a problem. No, because the way these kids bully, and we can say easily, oh well, they're having a bad time at home. But you know what? Somebody's got to be.
Don't
held
fuck with
accountable.
mine. You
Yeah.
don't fuck
Ain't
with
no
mine.
bullying over here because
Yeah.
mommy
Exactly.
fights kids.
That's the thing. Like,
Tell them to go
and
get
I
their
look at
mother.
these parents, like
Period.
both of the people I interact with down here, they're both parents, and I'm just conscious, always in awe about what it takes for them to be a parent in this day and age. The worry they must constantly feel that they just walk away from because they can't live their life like that. They got to know they send their kid out, their kid is going to come home. I couldn't live with that. Like I just couldn't. So when
It's not easy.
That's my biggest struggle right now is like I'm so used to my children being with me, and we've done everything together. I mean, every summer we're traveling, we're doing something. So now my son is 18 and my daughter's 19. Now they're friends all the time. And I'm just like, okay, do they got driver's license? Do they got car insurance? Or, like, don't be riding around if they got weed. Like, this is, and I know they're like, oh, you're so overprotective. But it's for me, it's like, I watch the news so much. I know what goes on and anything can happen. And they take it as me being overprotective. And I'm just like, no, y'all don't get it. And the blink of the eye, anything can happen. And that's my biggest fear. And I've been a mother since I was 14 years old. So I don't know like a mom, And that's just like my biggest struggle is getting my kids to understand that outside of this house, I can't protect them.
Yeah. A mom is always going to worry. We're always going to worry. It's just in our natural nature.
40 years old. My mother still hits me up every single morning to say good morning around 7:30. And if I don't respond to her, I'm going to call the fucking cop.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with mine too. If I know they're out, if I know my kids are out, I need them to check in when they get back in.
My mother calls me 3 times a day, in the morning, on my way home from work, and before she goes to sleep. She needs to know I'm alive. I don't live with her. Are you alive? What did you do today?
Now, as an adult, that I get it. Like seeing the way the world is, seeing how other parents have to deal with what they're seeing happening in schools, happening at graduations, happening in malls. Like I get it. Even at 40 years old, some wild shit can still happen.
Shit happens anywhere. There's not even designated locations. It's anywhere.
Exactly. I feel like we need to lighten the mood because this shit got real heavy real quick.
All right, Rose, you got another question?
Escalating. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I was just watching y'all have like this Breakfast Club kind of
I'll be right back.
conversation. I'm like, okay, she just got like y'all went from like guys and all of this to parents and started talking about kids and the news and gotta make sure that my kids is home and my mom calls me like 3 times a day and you know, because I don't live with her, so she needs to make sure I'm good in these streets.
Hey, I'm the only girl, so I'm the only one that's indispensable. So she gotta make sure I'm alive.
That's right.
I'm the only
parent is always gonna be a parent.
My brother is the youngest, and he's the only boy. So imagine that.
Oh, 3 brothers. I had 3 brothers. One already passed away, so I got 2 left.
Yeah, Fox, I'm with you. I had 4. It was 4 of us. It's only 1 left. Just me and my sister. That's it.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yep, that's life. It is, it's life.
Right.
Yeah, this did kind of get a little dark.
It did get a little dark.
All right, wrapping it up then. Let's go, host.
Shit, we've been going on for an hour and 10 minutes already. I'm like,
that's it. We over our time. What the hell?
What's been playing in my head the whole time? Sorry. looking at you ladies was brown skin girls. Like I was just sitting here looking at y'all beautiful ladies. I'm like,
Yes.
look at this. Look at this.
I love me a conversation with some beautiful Black women. I love it.
Right.
And Black women too, because I love it.
Yeah.
There's always a different level and a nuance to it. We're not going to get with people that don't necessarily look like us, and I'll leave it at that. Like, there's a nuance to it. So
it is.
So if y'all could, so I'm gonna shut this down soon. So, what would y'all like to? How can I ask this question? Because now this is just coming off the top of my head. What is there? You're right. What is? You're right. I should have saw that one coming. Pause. Sorry.
Pause.
I already got it. What if there's one thing you could tell a man? Not tell a man, but if it was one thing you could change about a man, what would it be?
I can't answer that because every man is a different type of man. So I've dealt with men that only need like one little tweak. I've dealt with men that need 1,000 tweaks. I don't know. Well, it depends on who I'm asking, to be honest.
I feel like Marty's loading the clip right now.
Yeah, the minute I sit here and be like, yo, I'm about to wrap it up, she poured another cup. So,
a cup? Listen, I filled this whole bad boy up. What you talking about,
see
man?
what I'm saying? See?
I think for me, if we're speaking in general terms, I don't know if it's maybe just my energy or what I attract. It'd probably be in general communication. Like I wish men felt more comfortable with the women they want to show up for, communicating with them and being vulnerable with them and being honest with them. Knowing that, this is a safe space, like feeling that, like and seeing that in the actions and knowing it. In general, I feel like men need, I wish men felt more comfortable communicating. I feel like they were placed in a position where they felt more comfortable to communicate in a safe, honest, healthy way.
I think as a man, and having conversations with other men, I think we're finally at that point now where we can communicate with women because we're better because we as men, we talk to each other and we give each other that I guess you could say that safe space to tell them like, yo, it's okay.
Do y'all really talk?
Yeah, we do. We
about
do.
Real shit? Because I've been seeing niggas and niggas will not talk about real shit.
I can't speak for every other dude, but I give an example. Me and Blacko are like partners on just about everything. Like, and we in the gym and we have real grown men conversations while we're in the gym working out. It'd be real life conversations. Like if I'm wrong about something, he'll be like, yo, fix it. If he's wrong about something, I'll be like, yo, fix it. But we can talk to each other to a point where we are able to now tell each other like, yo, it's nothing wrong with being able to express yourself to the person you're dealing with.
I love that.
So I can't speak for every other guy, but I can speak to like when I talk to my guys, I try to tell them like, yo, it's okay. Like at the end of the day, who's like, how can anybody judge you for opening up?
That's right.
I think the only thing that I would change about a man is, I can only speak for a Black man because that's what I love.
Same.
I would really change anything, because I think if I sit back and say what I need to change about them, it might be something that I would be stripping from them that they love about themselves. So I wouldn't say that I would change anything. I would I just want to give them love. I love Black men. I'll marry y'all. I'm taking I love y'all. I love a Black man, because it ain't nothing like a Black man. Black man, like he can make you feel so soft, like just touching you makes you feel so safe. Can make you just feel so free. And I've dated outside of my race before, but it's
not the same.
It's not.
It's different. I have to say it is different. It's different.
You're welcome.
It is different. I have to admit that, being with, married with someone of my own race, race Puerto Rican or whatever, it is a totally different experience. I must say, like, the only thing that, in the relationship with Rels was communicate, open up. Even if it bothers me, tell me what it is. Don't lie. it's only if you lie, if you're telling me the truth, it's only gonna hurt for a bit. But if you lie, it's gonna hurt longer. So, that was the thing, communicate, tell me what's up. And, thankfully, all these years down the road, we on a level where we're good. So
it wasn't always that
I
way.
love that.
It wasn't always this way. We've let me tell you, we've been but we're good. We're good.
Ever since she put the ring on my finger, it changed.
Well, I only, if that's the case, the ring was only put on your finger 4 months ago, sir.
I mean, you had to make sure I was the right one. I get it. I understand.
Okay. I get it.
It takes time. I get it.
Don't get yourself in trouble, sir.
But people,
don't
understand.
Let him know, Fox.
When you've been in a relationship as long as you and Rails or me and my husband, because we've been together 17 years.
I love that. That's what's up.
Yes, we separated, but once we put in the work and went to marriage counseling, I can honestly say I love him more today than I did before.
That's what's up. Yep.
In the work, it is possible for you to find that love within y'all that is just greater and y'all never knew was there, because honestly, I don't think we understood how to communicate our love. I think we were cruising.
Yeah.
I'll say as somebody for a while, I really only dated like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. That was my demographic. And
Dios mío.
I know that's a whole other conversation for a whole other show. I promise you. But it was when I really, did the self work and looked at why that was the case, and I really embraced dating exclusively Black men. Like I feel more loved. I feel more cherished. I feel more respected. And I'm not saying, please don't anybody watch and say, hey, she thinks Puerto Rican or Dominican men can't respect. No, that's not what I'm saying.
We could do a whole other show on that.
Oh, y'all want me to bring that show? Y'all want me to make a show about that too?
Don't put me on that. I ain't never dated a non-Black.
How I show up and how I need a man to show up, I realize I'm getting that in my Black relationships. I'm getting that with Black men. I'm getting that with Black women. And it's something that's affirming to me. Like, I feel comfortable. I feel safe. I feel protected. And it's so important to me, especially with one of the partners I'm with now. He's amazing. Like, we're constantly communicating. We're always doing the work, but the way he shows up for me and the way I know he protects me and the way I know he protects his other partners, like, that means something to me. That's significant to me. And that's something that gives me a level of grounding. Like, there's always stuff to work on, but feeling protected and safe is something that definitely grounds me.
Like I said, I had 3 brothers, 2 older, 1 younger, and my father was, let's just say, a real nigga. Let's just say that, like, in a good way, a real nigga. And all I know is how to be protected. All I know is how to be taken care of. And even though I could take care of myself, I could protect myself. All I know,
had those brothers and that man, that father.
And that's why whenever I see him, it's not like I'm trying to date my brother to date my father, but I can't date you if I don't feel safe with you. If I feel like you about to get into it, I'm going in the trash can, picking up a fucking 40. It's over. We all fighting together.
That's right. Bro, no. Bro, no.
If it's a nigga that ain't trying to do that with me, you ain't the one for me.
Bro, no, I'm fighting. We gonna all fight.
We all fighting.
You
But
said
I need
in the trash
that protection.
40?
Yeah, because where the fuck else am I gonna get glass? Like, I'm gonna have to break it.
The 40 I was gonna get some extra glass.
So you got real specific too. Like, you had the thought of going in the garbage to get a piece of glass.
Oh, so when I do it, it's crazy. I had all kinds of situations and notions. But when I do it, that was off the wall, Michael Jackson. Either way, I said what I said. I need a man that protects me. That's what, like, I've always said. Husband is a provider, a partner, and a protector for me. And I'm not saying provide just money. You got to provide that emotional intelligence. You got to provide that maturity, provide that love, provide that warmth, provide that comfort I need. And I don't know how to get that from anybody but a Black man. I wouldn't want it with nobody but a Black man.
I wouldn't I don't think I trusted if anybody other than a black man tried to give it to me. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen too much in the world. I've seen how things shift. I've seen how
Mhm.
other ethnicities and races and religions treat black women. And for me personally, I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't want anybody to take a sound bite from this. Like, lady said this. No, for me personally, I didn't feel safe and protected until I started letting black men show up for me the way I needed them to. I didn't feel safe and protected and cared for and loved the way I should until I started focusing on black men. Once I did that, I started to see the world differently.
You saw the
understand
difference.
world better.
Mhm.
I started to see the different nuances in between saying, "Hey, I got it," and "Yeah, I'll take care of it." Like, there's a difference.
Right.
Just thinking about one in particular is like, all right, I'm cool. Like, I got him, he got me, like whatever. But and just seeing the way he shows up, and that's another thing we don't highlight enough. Seeing a black man just be a man, be a dad.
Yes.
That's just, I don't want kids, but I love me a dad ass nigga.
Oh.
They be so sexy. With playing ball,
A dad ass nigga.
Yes.
basketball.
You might have just coined a new. You might have just coined a new phrase. It might have been a new phrase.
Practice ass niggas, little fucking.
I'm gonna need you to crop that dad ass nigga.
Yeah, I looked at the screenshot. It's like I went 16 in. All right, I got you.
Yeah, that's like
coaching
my
ass
block
niggas.
because
Yes,
you put in for your kids.
I mean,
That shit
white women
sexy.
watching my husband in the park with the kids. I be seeing them eyeing him, and I be like,
Uh-huh.
"Okay, now, Mama gonna pop
Good
you."
father is a sexy nigga, man. Ain't nothing sexy as a nigga that love his kids.
Period.
That
That's
shit
right.
is sexy. And you know them, like you know who they teach y'all, because you know most fathers don't know who they teach. My father did not know my teachers at all, and my parents was married.
An active, involved father
Involved
that knows
ass
his kids'
niggas. Oh,
sizes, knows what his
sexy.
kids needs, know how his kids need them to show up. Like, that's, you just sit back and just watch them be who they are and be like, shit, yo, I love this motherfucker. Like,
But you guys know
this is a solid person.
It almost makes me want to give him one, and then I think
No,
about it.
not that much.
Oh, damn. Okay, but y'all know what's so funny is
Not that much.
Lady, stop playing. Come on.
everything that you guys have said. Everything that you said is not highlighted in the media enough because there are so many black men out here who are on that level. And the media have us thinking that black men ain't shit. They don't raise their kids. Stand by. But they be lying. There are some good black men out here who are separated from their ex-wives or baby mamas or whatever, and they're still fully active in their kids' lives. They show up to the school. They do what they're supposed to be doing. So if y'all want a single black man, they out there.
Don, can't nobody please you, Don. She just made a very good point, and now we can't celebrate what they supposed to do, sir. Hey, dad ass niggas. My name is Fox.
Wait,
I like long walks through the project.
I saw that comment, and I'm like, huh? Wait,
I like long walks through the project. Hey, what's up? I'm
Just
going
sounds
to law school.
Just sounds like the women are
Dad
appreciating the
ass
guys
niggas.
who actually do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, we're
a lot
supposed
of
to.
niggas
don't do what
If
they
you
supposed
doing
to
what
do.
you're doing, we're supposed
Not
to
even
listen.
that.
Appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women will just show up just to bash men. A lot of women will just to show up and highlight everything a man isn't doing, everything a man is not, every way he's not showing up. And we don't want to, they don't even want to sit down and have an honest, sincere, and loving conversation about how men do show up. Let's celebrate. I'd rather celebrate that. Like,
right.
We can't do anything about the men who aren't showing up the way they're not showing up. They got to do the work.
Right.
I want to applaud and highlight the men who are
every day.
We see y'all.
Like, y'all are loved.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this might be the first podcast that I've ever listened to, ever done, ever been a part of, where it's been an hour and 20 minutes, and I have not heard a woman bash a man not one time. So God bless all you ladies on this podcast.
Nah, we not
I
here
ain't
for
bash
that.
nobody.
Nah, you didn't. And don't start now.
I feel like I bashed.
No, you didn't. Don't you dare. Don't you start.
I feel like I bashed.
No, you didn't. You really didn't. No, you really didn't.
The podcast wasn't about that. It was about,
It's a difference between bashing and being in criticism. It's a difference.
Yeah. We not there. We no. We grown.
No, I don't think that's necessary. There's enough other people out there doing that. I feel, especially with black men, I feel like as black women, if we're going to show up in a space and have a conversation, then and we have positive experiences to draw from, why not highlight those positive experiences and draw from those instead of just highlighting the negative? And the other people are going to do that against us. Like, other people are going to have enough to say what black men do and don't do. Like, I want to applaud them because they're beautiful, they're smart, they care, they love, they protect us. Like,
I'm gonna say this. One thing I'm gonna tell, and I probably never really spoke on this. One thing that attracted me to this man right here was the fact that although he does not have any kids of his own, his ex that he was with for whatever amount of time has 2 autistic twin girls. And when I met him, he told me straight up, I don't have no kids, but those girls are my, I love them to death. I love them like they were mine. And even when they broke up, he, till this day, is still involved in their life.
That's dope.
So I sit here and I'm like, well, shit, what the fuck?
I'm definitely cropping this part.
Right.
I mean,
Because I'm gonna big myself up for that.
Yeah, you have to respect that because he could have stepped away from them girls, when the relationship ended. And you see him, if you're on his page, he posts them, let me tell you, Autism Day, whatever the case may be. And that's one thing that I'm just like, wow. You don't really see that. Men break up with women, whatever, how many times, whatever years they've been with a female, and they step away from the kids too.
Even if it's their kid too.
Yes. And the fact that he, until this day, is still, he goes, sees them, he spends time with them. I'm like, what the fuck? And like I said, I'm like, that's one thing that I had to respect and I loved and admired about him, because I was like, yo, men don't do this shit.
That's a fact.
They walk away when they walk from the relationship.
Right.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And to
Bro,
this day, he's still there.
Bro, you about to cry? What you looking at?
I'm looking at this show over here.
Flowers. I don't play that.
I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. I do get I get emotional when they are brought up. So I try not to.
Yeah, they're grown now. They're what, 22? But he loves those girls, man.
I got Dominican cousins. I could say Bendito. I got Dominican cousins. I'm from South Bronx. I know words.
Yeah, you gotta give flowers where don't wait. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Early Father's Day, Rel.
Facts. Yes.
And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, whether you're a kid or a child you love infinitely and do anything for. Happy Father's Day.
See, and that's exactly how I'm in the show.
Yes, Divine. Whoever Divine is, thank you.
Yeah, Divine has been big in the comments tonight, so appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I give credit where credit is due. I don't play that shit.
Amen.
I just want to thank you, ladies, for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
But you know what? Now I feel compelled to have to now combine this show with the dudes now and have like a little battle.
They don't want this. They don't want this smoke. They don't want this.
I'm with it.
You know what? I think I may do that, and then what I may do, we might do like a little game show kind of thing, and then
bullshit.
Do some points, and then like whoever has the most
I
points.
am with it.
I'll make sure I won't drink.
I'll say this. I'll go this. I'll do this. We're gonna have a little show, right? And then this is how I'm gonna do it. And whoever wins, whichever battle of the sexes win, will get a free 2920 shirt. I'll put that out there. There y'all go.
Okay, I gotta be on this show.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I need another 2920 shirt anyway, so I'm with it.
I ain't got
Oh shit.
I win every game.
You gotta get your short sets and your tank tops and your spandex.
Right, y'all got short sets. Shout out to 2920. Like,
look at her promoting me. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
All right.
That is your boo. That's what
Listen
you
here. Summertime coming.
Listen. The apparel be crazy. I'm like, all right, I need this X, Y, and Z. And first of all, let me tell y'all, I am a paying customer.
Yeah, okay. I will say this. I
don't pay that bullshit about, oh, my boo is this. Nope. I'm gonna pay because at the end of the day, you are a startup business, and I'm gonna support you 100%.
I will say this. I've had me and Blacko have been doing this clothing line since 2020, right before pandemic. I have, if any shirts if she's ever gotten that she hasn't paid for, was shirts that I got her because I surprised her with them. Not because she been like, I want a shirt, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam. Nah, I get it. But
I pay for my shit. I'm gonna make sure you listen. Just because I'm with you doesn't mean I'm a short, your business. That's your business at the end of the day. I'm gonna support you 100% wholeheartedly. So,
amen.
You're all right. See, I'm glad I put that.
I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm okay.
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. I'll pat you on the back. You don't gotta pat yourself. I got you.
Thank you, sir.
But thank you everybody for joining. I'm gonna try to see if I can set this up for next week because this was actually really interesting. So I'm gonna try to see if I can set that up for next week, and I'll get back to you guys and I'll let you know. And for everybody who listened tonight, thank you. Tonight, I can honestly say by looking at the views, I had a lot of views and I had a lot of likes and a lot of love. So I appreciate that from everybody who tuned in tonight. So with that being said, everybody have a good night and
good night.
Good night.
Good night, ladies. Good night,
Good
Rail.
night,
Good night.
oh, don't hang up yet, Julie. Everybody just left. Damn, I didn't even start out yet. Sheesh.
Are we not supposed to leave?
It's all right. This is behind the scenes here. Fox was like the liquor took her out, so she was like, "She's good. I got it."
Listen, I gotta be at work at 7:30 tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I know. I gotta be at work too. So with that being
No,
said,
you gotta be at work 30 minutes after me.
Yeah, but I got a new route, so I got to make sure everything's good. So So with that being said, everybody have a good night. I appreciate you guys.
Good night, guys.
Bro, this is raw and uncut. Bro, serving them raw and uncut.